Proximity truly matter, and this is why it's important to be mindful of who connected to, who you talking to on a daily basis, who you're allowing to speak into your ears, and who you just breaking bread with. And so when you look up the meaning of proximity, it means nearness. Something close enough to you to change and shape you, and not just in the physical, but also in the spiritual realm. And so this is why we got to be mindful of even who we are dating these days, okay? Because y'all know why. But proximity is everything. And I want to share this story. And I know I shared it before, but I want to share it again about how right before I made 30, how my mind had changed about money and how it happened just by being in proximity. Okay, so I was talking to my friend Cornell, and he was telling me he needed to make this amount of money in like 60 days. And I was blown away. I think it was like 60,000, 40,000. I'm like, dang, how you gonna make that amount of money in that short period of time? Like, what? Because in my mind, I'm like, the most at that time I made was probably like 78,000 a year. So how can you do this in 2 to 3 months, right? And he was like, it could happen. You just got to make a plan and figure it out. And I'm like, I don't see how this is possible. But okay, so what I did was I wrote the plan out. Okay, I want to make $100,000 this year. It's gonna be my 30th year, and so I want to make $100,000. This had to be like that November, December, prior to the year of me making my 30th, and my birthday is in June, just for context. Okay. And so about a couple of weeks later, this lady, Susan, was on my mind, who I worked in the film industry with. At the time, I was a production assistant. So I reached out to her like, hey, just checking on you. You ran across my mind. How are you? She was like, I'm doing good. How are you doing? Did you join a union yet? I was like, no, not yet. I really didn't have the means to join a union. She was like, well, how much is the union? I think you need to get in a union, and I'll pay for it. Just pay me back when you can. But if you can't, whatever, but you need to join a union. She wrote me a check and I joined the union. Okay. And so boom, I joined the union. Then like when you first start off in a union, it's hard to get consistent work in the union. But I remember having an opportunity to be a production assistant for 2 to 3 weeks, or I could go work as a costumer, a union position, but it only was 2 to 3 days. And I literally had to make a decision. I had already told them yes to be a PA, but then I double back because I just felt this heaviness. I say, no, I need to go there. I went there and never turned back. I never had stopped working. Those 2 to 3 days turned into weeks. And then relationships was built. And then I wind up doing commercials with Rooms to Go. Started styling people. And in that 6-month period before my 30th birthday, I had made $98,000. Proximity and a plan.